when the soft, sweet showers of April reach the roots of all things, refreshing the parched earth, nourishing every sapling and every seedling, then humankind rises up in joy and expectation. The west wind blows away the stench of the city, and the crops flourish in the fields beyond the walls. After the waste of winter, it is delightful to hear birdsong once more in the streets. The trees themselves are bathed in song. It is a time of renewal, of general restoration. The sun has passed midway through the sign of the ram, a good time for the sinews and the heart. This is the best season of the year for travellers. That is why good folk then long to go on pilgrimage. They journey to strange shores and cities, seeking solace among the shrines of the saints. Here in England, many make their way to Canterbury, and to the tomb of the holy blissful martyr Thomas. They come from every shire to find a cure for infirmity and care. It so happened that in April I was lodging at Southwark. I was staying at the Tabard Inn, ready to take the way to Canterbury and to venerate the saint. There arrived one evening at the inn 29 other travellers, and much to my delight, I discovered that they were all Canterbury pilgrims. They came from various places and from various walks of life, but they all had the same destination. The inn was spacious and comfortable enough to accommodate us all, and we were soon at ease one with another. We shared some ale and wine, and agreed among ourselves that we would ride together. It would be a diversion, a merry journey made in good fellowship. Before the sun had gone down, we had determined to meet at dawn on the following day to make our way along the Pilgrim's Road. Before we begin our travels, however, I want to introduce you to the men and women who made up our company. If I describe their rank and their appearance, you may also acquire some inkling of their character. Dress and degree can be tokens of inward worth. I will begin with the knight. The knight, as you might expect, was a man of substance and of valour. From the start of his career as a warrior, he had fought for truth and honour, for freedom and for dignity. He had proved himself in warfare in many lands. He had ridden through the territories of the Christians and the countries of the infidel, and had been universally praised for his military virtues. He had been present when Alexandria was won from the Turks. He had taken the palm of valour from all the knights of Prussia. He had mounted expeditions in Russia and Lithuania. He had proved himself in Granada and Morocco and Turkey. Where had he not travelled, and where had he not been victorious? He had fought 15 battles and taken part in 3 tournaments. These exploits were not for love of glory, however, but for love of Christ. Piety guided his sword. He considered himself no more than an instrument for God. That is why he was, despite his reputation for bravery, modest and prudent. In appearance, he was meek as any maid, and no oath or indecency ever passed his lips. He was never insolent or condescending. He was the very flower of chivalry in this springtime of the year. He was a true and noble knight. Do you see him in front of you? He did not wear the robes of office, but a tunic of coarse cloth that would have better suited a monk than a soldier. It was discoloured, too, by the rust from his coat of mail. He had a good horse, but it wasn't festooned with bells or expensive cloths. It was the horse of a pilgrim. He told me that he had come from an expedition in order once more to pledge his faith. He asked me about myself then, where I had come from.